the second quarterback taken, and this is another thing we'll be talking about for the next several weeks. Who's it going to be, and where's he going to go? It appears you've got Tai Simpson being that guy, and he goes to the Steelers, who are, again, yet another year of us wondering, are they going to draft somebody again? Yeah. The Kenny Pickett drafting, as we know, didn't work out. Why do you connect these two dots?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers returning would obviously kind of just put this plan or these plans to the back burner for Pittsburgh, and they may say, let's just develop Will Howard for one more year. Mm-hmm. But you know, I'm mindful of some of the things that I've heard about Will Howard and how the Steelers like his development. I also recognize they took him in the 6th round last year, right? If they loved him that much as a prospect, were they really going to risk it for 5 rounds? And missing out on Will Howard? So I'm not totally sold that they could go into the season with him as their starting quarterback. So if Rodgers isn't back, quarterback very much becomes front and center for Pittsburgh. Everybody around the NFL has opinions on the draft, Rich. Those opinions don't always matter because it just takes one team to take a player at a certain spot to make other opinions that you gathered on a player rendered moot. But I do think that more people that I talk to think that Tai Simpson's probably going to settle in at some point in the 1st round. And that's in part because of the market he's in. It's not a buyer's market for quarterbacks, right? There's very few available in the free agent market. And then in this draft class, if you're the Jets, Arizona at 3, the Dolphins at 11, the Steelers at 21, with some other teams in between, like, are you sure you're going to have an answer if you just continue to wait and wait and wait? The answer is probably not. So I think the Tai, who's beginning part of last season, he had 21 touchdowns and 1 interception through the first 8 games of last season. He looked like a guy that was going to go in the first 10 picks, is going to, in some people's eyes, outweigh the final month plus, where he was not nearly as dominant. His decision-making dropped off, wasn't quite as accurate. He was dealing with some injuries and wasn't quite as sudden. He's not a great athlete, but he wasn't quite as mobile in the pocket and outside of the pocket. But there's enough good stuff in the first half of last season that I do think he goes in the 1st round. And even if Aaron Rodgers does return, if I am the Steelers, I do think it's responsible to be looking at life after Aaron because he's 42. Even if he does return, are you certain that you're going to have this guy for the long term? And are you certain he's going to make it through an entire season? That's just the reality of dealing with the quarterback in his early 40s.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.